We'll see where this goes. The video blanked out and then restarted, but there was no video, only audio on the last one. Tool bag organizers, handcuff cases, cigar cases, Friday the 13th tool bags if you ordered one. Those were all made today in at least this color scheme. We made 100 tool bag lights, so that's 100 orders that will ship tomorrow. There's a bunch of orders packed up to ship first thing tomorrow morning. We'll see if these guys can even get back on this video. YouTube's weird. NSW chest rigs, large tool bags. I got a woodland one there, which is weird. I feel like it's probably not online. Typhon Royal, or Typhon Coxet Green day packs available. Highlander Orange. There's a Lonely Woodland. There's a Typhon back there also. We got a lot of slings right now. I think we have everything. We got tool bag organizers. We've got product. Correct, connected, right on. I'm back, right on. Back. So yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to hear? What do you want to know? Did our Bean Day submission come through? I have not seen any tags. So tag me, SOE Tactical Gear or whatever. Use the hashtag SOE Bean Day. We're going to pick the winner. I think we said Sunday we're going to pick the winner. So far, and now I haven't been on a lot of social media today. So far I have seen is Monica Parks' tag days ago. How big are those backpacks? They're day packs. I don't remember how, if you look at the website, we have a couple of really good videos on them on there, and I think we have all the cubic inches in there as well. Do you have any small zippered pouches Velcro back? I've had an open order since September. Josh, what discount code did you use? And what else is on the order? 9 out of 10 times the dude says that. That's not correct. That's a piece of information. Day packs are pretty good size, but it's 2 large compartments. It's 3 compartments. It's actually another one on top of that. And all of the compartments are all Velcro lined so that you can have a big compartment or you can hyper organize them as you choose to. They're good size, man. I can't do this one-handed. This iPad I have is huge here. That's the side. But all of the compartments are Velcro walled. So, Josh Wilson, send me an email. Do not send me an email. Find your confirmation email and reply to it, and we will look at it. I do have a bunch of stuff's been built this week. I do have options for I've got some multicam black Velcro backed. I've got Typhon red Velcro backed. I have multicam black, red, Velcro backed, and they have a ton of, I think, black and a couple other colors out there cut. It looks like we're actually low on small bags, small Velcro bags. That year, as all of the court documents show, both criminal and civil, my name was never brought up in the capacity. I know the interwebs is chocked full of lies. This happens to be one of them as well. Dean Conrad, I don't know what you're talking about. I also don't know who you are. I remember a dude named Dean that got in a shooting at a party or something that he shouldn't have been at. Stupid places, stupid people, stupid things. Pretty skinny dude. He was in here quite a bit. I kind of liked the guy. I mean, I think we were friendly. I don't know if that's you. When I send an email for those custom tool roll-ups, should I reply to my last order? No, that's not necessary. I'm also not clear on what custom tool roll-ups we're doing. We just built a ton of tool roll-ups. I think they're sold. That is a statement from Gary about the force-on-force shooting. Got it. Apologies for probably Facebook is terrible for my messenger and business pages. And I only found it by searching for unread good Yule Gary. I don't know what we're talking about there. Gary did or did not have a shooting. A shooting happened. His name was involved in it. I don't believe Gary was there when it took place, though. However, he was using and quoting Tactical Response and James Yeager's name a lot, and that is why James made that video. He's like, I am going to catch shit over this. I am going to be subpoenaed over this because it was somehow Gary's name was involved, took place at his range or under the guise of one of his classes. I don't believe Gary was there when it happened, though. Always thought Trimus was a tool trying so hard to be famous. Yeah, all those guys come in. They come in and they try to become Jay Gibson. Pew, pew, chew, chew, the doober. You know, like they literally become Jay. They tell Jay's stories. They use Jay's mannerisms. They speak like Jay. They try to be Jay. I messaged Carrie about what happened. I posted 3 comments about it because I can only type so much. Dean, I don't know who fucking, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. You messaged Carrie. I don't know who Carrie is. I messaged Gary about what happened. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Terminally ill. I'm going to Ukraine. James Yeager from YouTube channel Warrior Poet Society impacted so much I mirrored it, retitled it, Facing Death Exposes a Man's True Character, and uploaded it. After 9 months, I have resubscribed to SOE website SMS notification and now receive your text here in the Philippines. After 9 months, I resubscribed. Were you unsubscribed or did you willingly unsubscribe? I wish Jay and Tim had their own TV show. YouTube live chat is not the place to try to carry a conversation. No. I wish Jay and Tim. I had to message James a few years back. Company was straight up using fighting pistol and fighting rifle. That's what they do. They come take a class and they photocopy. They literally photocopy the class fucking syllabus, the handout. Is Jay at Tactical Response? I'm unclear of that. Sometimes he is, sometimes I don't know the answer to that. I know that Sherman House, who was one of the original instructors, PhD Sherman House, dentist Sherman House, anesthesiologist, expert witness Sherman House, fucking head instructor, McCary Medical Center Sherman House. He is also back Tactical Response instructor. He is back on with Tactical Response, and him and Tim taught the shotgun class this weekend. Phil Straubick, how are you? Every class I took with class I took with Jay, G was very laid back and only made very subtle suggestions. YouTube Live, not the place to chat. Terminally. Always thought Tremis was, when I said, Tremis came in here and drug his kids in here and had absolutely zero problem having me make free shit for him. The dude never paid a single dime for any SOE gear. Always wanted some special weird shit like with yellow thread. We always built it. And then he fucking went and recommended other shit. Never said fucking thank you for our stuff. When he cut ties, I think he was fired. I don't remember clearly what happened. But fuck that dude, man. He's a gum chewer. What did I say last night about fucking grown-ass men that will stand in front of people and have a conversation while smacking on gum? Seems like the kids are keeping the TR YouTube channels going. I see a lot of videos pop up, not the same, but good on them. Yeah, and well, they're not the same, right? You have a different perspective. They are different people than James was. Assistant to Lieutenant Secretary of Administrative. Ungrateful people. Dude, it's a trip, right? They come in and they're your best. They act like they love you and they're your best friends, but as soon as something doesn't go their way, they use your name and all they do is spend their life fucking speaking shit on you. And anything they do in the future, like a lot of that was taken from Tactical Response. It's not like they went out and developed their own shit. Mr. Greg, as far as you and your wife, at some point, you have to evaluate it being right is worth the drama and stress. Sometimes you have to just move. I'm not sure what that's in response to. I'm missing some comments here. Just never received the original. Well, fucking Philippine, thank you for your perseverance. Thank you for this being important enough for you to fucking jump through the hoops to make it work. Thank you, man. I know I've got a lot of comments up here. It's rare. I'm a peacekeeper. When it comes to John, I will obliterate anything else. Look, look, guys, all you guys that are like 50-50, there is not a fucking 50-50 relationship in a household. It can be 51-49. And Amanda can be 51 on some things, but you're fooling yourself if there is a 50-50 relationship. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't ever work. Are you going to do any more Pulling the Thread podcast? Justin, buddy, we recorded a Pulling the Thread podcast, Scully and I, today in our new building in the studio over there. Full disclosure, that is not a building, it's a shed, right? It's a tiny house. We just recorded episode 12 or 13. They're behind a paywall. It costs you $1. They're here on YouTube. We put out over 10 hours of content every week. Three of that's me and Scully. The rest of it's me and Amanda, and there's some other things mixed in there. We do a Q&A session about 3 hours every week. Amanda and I do. You guys ask questions, and we answer them. It can be business, give you the perspective of how the fuck have you guys been together this long? How do you stay together and run business together? How many chickens do I need? What should I do? Anything you want to talk about, we talk about. And it's $1. You just hit join or membership or whatever on here. There's a second level. It's $5. You still see the exact same content, but you get to interact and ask questions. And then when we pick your questions and we read them, and we read all of them. And when I sit down, I like to talk. I like to help. I like to give. And I'm never going to tell you, hey, what should I do? You should do this. I'm never going to tell you something that I haven't done. I'm not going to tell you that this is the product if I don't own it, right? So I have 51 years of experience. And I have done more in my life in the last 3 years than most people do in 10 years. Like I get up at 4:30 in the morning, I go to bed at midnight, and I do that almost 9 days a week. Did you catch that? Like I do that 9 days a week. Yes, because that's what I fucking work. I run my days. I run one day more than most people do in an entire week. Just old Joe for sure. If you think it's 50-50, you're the bait. No, man, let him do it. That's okay. He lives in a world that I don't live in. Welcome to the SWE member. Justin M., thank you, man. So at the $5 membership, you get to ask questions, and we pick several winners each week, and we send you free shit. Has anybody received anything? Was it worth it? Mr. Gray, John and I have been together since 2000. Maybe it's time to just stop fighting. Either that, and hey, and listen too, man. Greg, I'm not seeing the comment that this is being replied to, but listen, Amanda and I broke up several times. We moved here. Amanda packed her shit and left for California. Both of us realized that we were better off together. You know who Stony Ridge Farmer is? Cool YouTube channel, right? He's doing a first generation cattle farm, and he's got hundreds of acres in North Carolina. Him and his wife divorced a year ago. They just got back together. They're living back on the property, dating. Like sometimes you have to come apart to make sure that to realize that it was right? Maybe both of you need to be apart to grow a little bit, or maybe you come apart and you realize that you're better off not together. Make my day into 4 6-hour days. That's absolutely it, Byron. Why is that, right? Let's explain that. 4 6-hour days. Because we're going to give you 6 hours to sleep. And then you have 6-hour days. You have 3 days within the week to perform. That can be 6 hours with family if you need to. That can be 6 hours with yourself. But that still leaves you 12 hours. That's 12 hours of business, 12 hours of mindset, personal, physical development, whatever it needs to be for you. Yin and yang, both are part of a whole. MT Brand, have a good night. Like Josh will tell you too, it can't be 50-50. Gabby is clearly the boss of Josh. If you think you're 50-50, you're the 49. Yeah, if you think you're 50-50, you're probably the fucking 40. I'm trying, we've been together for over 20 years, neither one of us backed down. What does she say, Greg? How old are you? Do you have children? I'm reading back through some of these comments. Yeah, I go back to and watch a lot of the older James Yeager videos. He has such good content and presence, man. Yeah, absolutely he did. And for people that don't know James, because a lot of people have a perception, right? They see the online presence and feel like they know James, and that's a lot of James, the online presence. But I've watched James drive multiple states hundreds of times to go help people. People who he had only met in a class, people that reached out for James's help. James has saved, like rescued so many people. Like there's a dude here in town in his vehicle, I believe it was drunk driving when James was law enforcement. A man rolled over and drowned in a car. James pulled him out and resuscitated him. He does have some brain damage, a little bit, right? But he's still in town. We see that man all the time. I actually do business with his wife. And I used to sit with James every morning and have breakfast for years. I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner with James. And this dude was in there, and he would just come over and thank James all the time, and just thank James and thank James and thank James. And one morning he sat down and he told me why he thanks James. There's hundreds of stories like that. There's fucking hundreds of them. 20th anniversary next month. It works, and lots of ups and downs. It does, Amy, right? And you hear people grow apart, but sometimes people grow up and it just, the silly shit you argued about, we just don't argue about anymore. It's just arguing. I need to stop trying to be right. I'm sure there's times I'm not. Of course there's times you're not. I don't know what you do, Greg. I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you are. But maybe you just need to get out of there a little bit, right? Go do something, a hobby, right? Go with dudes, not fucking someplace where there's going to be the temptation or whatever, but go someplace and go do something. Learn a new skill, or go to a maker space or gym, whatever it is, right, man? You work on you. Make yourself better. Not for her, for you. Make yourself better. And she's either going to see it or she's not going to see it. Have you ever used a bidet? I have not, man. I have a lot of friends that have bidets, but I have not used a bidet. Wife's 53, I'm 56. Our 16 years now, 11th anniversary February, butt heads a lot. However, we have strong communication, trust, commitment. We're not good. That's awesome. 41, been together since 99. My girl needs me to leave for a week to get away from her. So I just make it a goal and take some class. That's great, Dean. That's awesome, man. We have a 16,000 foot building on 10 acres of property. Amanda and I, sometimes people are like, oh shit, like they're gonna kill each other, right? That happens occasionally, like in front of people. I'm like, you say another fucking word, I'm literally gonna lose my shit, and I'm gonna make a fucking scene like you have never fucking seen before. Everybody's gonna know all the shit. And that happens occasionally, not very often, but we have enough room and we can compartmentalize our personal, right? There are things in the business that I have to fucking be right about, and there are things that she will have to be right about. Good night, MT. A week alone in the mountains worked wonders for my marriage. I needed the time to rethink things without distraction. 22 years, right on, man. 11 years, coming on 12. Good for you guys. Girl needs me to leave. I think I've read the majority of these. I used SOE Bean Day and special operations equipment. Just want to make sure it came through. So I haven't seen it. Tag John Willis in there also. Find me personally. And where are we at? Are we talking about on Sakota? On Instagram is where the hashtags work the best. And you just tag my company name, SOE Tactical, and use the hashtag SOE Bean Day. But I will search those when it comes time. We'll search the hashtags on both platforms. 7-year-old Dottie, I cannot ruin her life. That's a lot of, now that right there Maybe you believe that, but most people just say that. Can't ruin her life. Maybe you're ruining her life. You'd be surprised what a child already knows. Maybe you guys staying together. And I don't know. I'm not the my father is a fucking family practitioner. I'm not the counselor. My counseling is shut the fuck up and move. Physical movement will fix most things. And whatever you're thinking is bad right now, it will look different on the other side of movement. I know when it's time for me to give the wife space, she puts my back at the door. John, do you have a problem getting a good night's sleep after drinking coffee? Yes, I've stopped drinking any caffeine after 6 p.m. I have. I've also cut any sugars that I eat are not after 6 p.m. I'm actually trying not to eat at all after 6 p.m. also. Now there is some question whether, like I make a margarita, right? It's got probably it's a cup about this big. It's got 3 fingers of tequila. That means half that glass is tequila. Tequila is 0 carb, but alcohol does become sugar eventually, right, in your body. I use a sugar-free lemon lime soda. It has aspartame. I always thought that had an N in it until I looked at the label last night, and it's with an M. So cephalic reaction. You can take people and just give them the sense of sweetness, and their body will release insulin, right? So what's the insulin spike? And it doesn't work the same in everybody. You really want to change your life fast? You want to change your mirror? Like quickly. Don't drink alcohol. Like my abs will come in if I stop drinking alcohol. Because when you drink, you also eat. I don't drink, right? When I drink upstairs in the room, and there's no food in the room. I don't eat upstairs. I used to put cheese and crackers and an apple and olives and salami and all kinds of meats on a plate. I love eating that. But I don't eat in the room ever anymore. My girl has it rough. She's a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling 3 kids, kicking ass around. Have you guys heard of Acellus Academy, right? Anybody that has kids that they are going to homeschool, or anybody that says, I can't homeschool, look up Acellus Academy, right? So your government broke up the family unit, right? We put our elderly people in homes. We warehouse them as though they're of no value to anybody. So they're not there to watch your kids. We have convinced women that they are not, we've told women that they're equal, and in order to be equal, they have to go out and remove themselves from the home, no longer raise their kids, and go to get a job, right? So that was by design, right? Why? So you have to send your kids to public school. And then we send our kids to public school, and we wonder why our kids no longer have our values, and they hate everything about us. That's because liberals become school teachers. Almost all school, not all, but almost all school teachers. Find a good school teacher and ask him about his associates, or her about her associates. Liberals don't have kids, they have your kids. So we send our kids, both parents leave the house, we send our children to people who hate us to raise them. And then while both spouses are out of the house, they are around opposite sex. So there is temptation. It's almost as though it is designed to disrupt and destroy the family. Started carnivore December 29th. Holy shit, that's going to be huge for you. Yeah, down 10 pounds blood sugar. You have people who are diabetics, right? Let me tell you this. There is no such thing as type 2 diabetes. You were either born with diabetes or you gave yourself diabetes, right? There is not a type 2, and there's no such thing as pre-onset diabetes. Those are all that's diet. Those are decisions. And you have people all across the world who they put them on insulin, right? They're fucking poking and fucking sticking, right? When you go onto a diet of carnivore or keto, you will find that 95% of those people no longer need insulin or metformin or any of that shit that they're on. We had a dude working here who was diabetic. Chef, Josh Winnie, right there, who's on here now, was the chef here. And he cooked for this gentleman for 3 months, and he no longer took any of those medications. We've seen it happen. It's all what you put in your mouth, man. You can't outrun diet. You want to be a bodybuilder? Fucking 90% of that is diet, right? All these dudes cardioing, right? Cardioing and running and doing all this shit, right? I do it. You could change it with what goes in your mouth and not really cardio very much at all. Your body, if you're doing solid state cardio, right? You're on the treadmill for an hour or doing whatever you're doing. Your body, it'll work for a couple weeks. Your body adapts to that. Spirko was talking about this stuff the last podcast. Yeah, so if you listen to Spirko, you know Doc Berry. Doc Berry was our family doctor, James's family doc. He was all of our doc for 14 years. Barry lives 20 minutes. Those sheep out there came from Barry's house. We went to Barry's house and got the sheep. Someone on the chat said to buy a weighted blanket and bought one as well. Yeah, weighted blanket. Or the cooling mattresses, right? You can turn that motherfucker down to 55. And if we're going to talk about weighted blankets, cooling mattress pads, cooling blankets, look up red light therapy. You have to buy something, right? But look up red light therapy. Look up grounding, right? Can you ground your sheets? Can you ground your bed, right? Look up grounding. If you can't, look up earthing, right? You're going to literally walk barefoot. You're going to connect with the earth for 10, 15 minutes. You're just going to walk barefoot. Look that up. And then look at what people say about those things. Sugar-free just means alternative curves. Yes, I agree. But it's worse for people who eat shit. Women will be equal. You have to pay more tax. Women to be equal, you have to pay more taxes. You want to be equal, you should have to do the same amount of push-ups and pull-ups. You want to be equal, you should have to do the same combatives, right? You want to be equal? No problem. Then you have to be equal. Hey, it's raining. In case you did, it's raining a lot. It's raining fast. Thank you for taking the time to put these live chats. TACMedic, thanks for being here, buddy. TACMedic, man. You used to have to go through HK's tactical medical course. There wasn't like a lot of TACMedic classes like there is now. You used to have to, like, it was TACMedic through HK training cadre. Is that an SOE shirt? It is an SOE. Porterhouse, what's up, buddy? It is an SOE shirt. The Blackbeard flag, right? But we changed the hearts. And on the back, it says this. Tried a weighted blanket, it was uncomfortable. He was talking about the new scientific food ranking system that basically said, yeah, Lucky Charms are more important than steak. Yeah. Yeah, it does. 6-packs are cool and all, but have you had a smoked brisket sandwich? I have had a smoked brisket sandwich. I don't really, the truth is, I'm not a barbecue guy. If we're out in the wild, right? John, what do you want to do? You can do anything you want. Barbecue's like 100 down on my list. And I don't not like barbecue. Our guy smokes tons of stuff here. Jeremy cooks a lot. I would rather have a steak. I'd rather taste the meat, not the smoke. I like barbecued bologna, but only if you smother it in sweet barbecue sauce. I don't care for dry ribs. I like wet ribs. If I go someplace and I'm going to get ribs, I want the sweetest, like moist, wet, I can get. But I'm not a barbecue guy. And I mean, we have smokers here. We've got outdoor grills. We've got all kinds of shit. I mean, we fucking straight wear them out. Fresh beans ground and brewed daily, 1 liter pot, second pot all night. Now, you guys talking coconut. So you're using coconut oil and cinnamon. Nice. Taking coconut oil because you want the MCT or you want the fulling effect of it, right? You should look at Perillo Laboratory C8. C8 is the MCT oil that's supposed to be the only one that'll cross blood-brain barrier. Porterhouse, what up, man? The Shack. They make some damn good pulled pork in Camden. Yeah, that's for poor people. I mean, and if barbecue's your thing, awesome. But I feel like barbecue is some shit that they sold to people who can't afford steak, and then they ninja'd it up, right? They churched it all up. I'll eat barbecue. I eat barbecue every week. I will never seek it out. Like I would rather have a steak. Give me a ribeye. Give me a fillet. Something. Been cooking with coconut oil. Yeah, we cook with coconut oil. We cook with. Well, we just stopped. We don't use any seed oil. Olive oils we use. VCO and MCT to give the creamy taste. Right on. Oh my God, Jason sent me a picture of his bologna. Nice. So Rusty Fuller, for you guys that don't know, is a very dear friend of ours. Tad, who's around a bit, that's his father. And he won all kinds of barbecue awards, like Memphis in May and all kinds of shit. But he does a stuffed bologna. He gets this big bologna and takes this PVC pipe and jams it through there and fills it up with the wound channel, basically. He fills it up with little cloves of onion and garlic and jalapenos. And then they smoke this thing, and he serves it sliced in a tray with, I don't know what kind of barbecue sauce he makes, but it's sweet. It's very sweet, and it has jalapenos all in it. And he puts it on this big, serving tray. Strip the body, install a fork. That sounds dirty. Fried bologna sandwiches. So when I get a fried bologna sandwich, there was a